on the road to recovery in Castle Rock, Colorado. Live from Millville, New Jersey, I'm on the road to recovery. We're on the road to recovery in Morgantown, West Virginia at Mountaineer Field. And live in Scranton, Pennsylvania, I'm on the road to recovery. Here I am on the road to recovery from Berlin, Maryland. Hey, from Caseville, Michigan, I'm on the road to recovery. I'm on the road to recovery at Ann Arbor, University of Michigan. Hey, Mike DeLeon, Recovery Army out here in Los Angeles on the road to recovery. And we recently were in Ohio where I was able to sit down with an amazing guy, James Cain. Hope from Ohio, and he's given me hope. He's given a lot of people hope, and I want to share his story with you. James Cain, Hope from Ohio on the road to recovery. I'm Mike DeLeon.
Hi, my name's James Cain. I am an addict in long-term recovery. My road to addiction started when I was 29 years old. Started flirting with drugs by selling them, and then it eventually led me straight to heroin. First time I used heroin, it was through a needle. During that time, I contracted hepatitis C. First time using hepatitis C, and I got a domestic violence. From there, my life spiraled out of control. The fourth time I tried heroin, I overdosed for the first time, and that was only 2 weeks later. I went all summer. I caught a baker's dozen of misdemeanors and 3 felonies. Went to prison. I was incarcerated for just over 8 months. That included county, CBCF, and prison. I got a 30-day judicial release. I was on intensive supervised probation for 3 years after I was released. I left state. I violated my probation, and they sent me down for the last 4 months of my sentence. On that 4 months, I did 5 because I was such a great prisoner. I didn't pick up a drink or a drug for 4 years, 2 months. 2016, November 9th, I relapsed and overdosed. They tested the drugs and it all tested positive for fentanyl.
Heroin has a hold on Northeast Ohio. While heroin-related deaths are down this year, the medical examiner says there are dangerous new developments with the drug that don't show signs of slowing down. The Now's Tara Molina joins us live with those details.
The Cuyahoga County medical examiner says he's never seen anything like this. He's calling it a public health crisis. And while heroin deaths are down for the first time in years, a new trend has the county on its toes. Fentanyl, a synthetic, stronger version of heroin.
It brought me to my knees and I had to get active again. And I received some mentors and a sponsor in my life. When I overdosed, it opened up a child neglect case here in the state of Ohio. For 28 days, I was praying for what I wanted, and that meant no jail, no child safety plan, for me to get out of trouble with no repercussions. My mentors told me that I was praying wrong because I hadn't received a sign yet. Monday morning when I woke up, I prayed for God's will to be done and to use me to be a vessel to spread the message, not the mess. 3 hours later, my wife received a call from Children's Services saying that the child neglect case had been closed. 29 days in, I changed my prayer life, and God answered. That next night, I gave my life to the Lord, and He has been one of my biggest reasons for getting into recovery this time. I know now that God had a purpose for me, and He's got a purpose for you too. Day 30, I was saved. That was December 13th, 2016. The next month, I planted roots in a church. The month after that, in February, I was baptized. As I'm back getting dressed to be baptized, my wife and my daughter both gave their lives to the Lord that day. From there, I got more mentors, and I started becoming a mentor. In all reality, here's what I do every day. This is what keeps me sober. I love God, I clean house, and I help another. I'm out here on the front lines with other organizations, pulling people out of the trenches, and I do that by letting Christ be known. I have an organization called Hope from Ohio that does a radio show every Friday night on krmaradio.com. You can also find our Facebook Live video feed on Hope from Ohio. So we chose this colors for our shirt, which are red and white. Red represents the blood of Christ and white represents the purity. I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for a God of my understanding or my higher power who I choose to call Jesus Christ, I would not be the man that's standing in front of you today. But let me tell you what Christ is doing in my life today. Back in May, I had a paycheck. I work for a concrete leveling company. My paycheck was signed and I lost it. And I called my boss and I told my boss, hey, look, I lost this check. Take it out of my check, cancel that check. He said no. He said wait for it, look for it. I went through a phone case that I used to carry my phone in, pulled out a bag of dope that I didn't know that I had been carrying around. And I did the next right thing. I flushed it and I prayed to God. And I thanked him for being spiritually fit at that time, because any addict knows losing a check's a good reason to use. And God keeps giving me more abundant life. I wake up in the morning, I thank God and ask him to do his will and to spread the message, not the mess. And he allows me to do that. I stop multiple times per day to speak to God and thank him for guiding me the right way. If there's one thing that I can stress the most to you guys right now, is God can help you. There is no chemical solution to a spiritual problem.
I'm Michael DeLeon, and we'll see you on the next episode of On the Road to Recovery. Check out this episode and all our episodes at recoveryarmy.com.